Jazz drummer Andrew Neiman attends the prestigious Shaffer Conservatory in New York City, hoping to leave a legacy like that of his idol Buddy Rich. Terence Fletcher, the conductor of the Shaffer Conservatory Studio Band, recruits him to play in the studio ensemble as an alternate for core drummer Carl Tanner. Andrew discovers that Fletcher, although encouraging at first, is relentlessly strict and verbally and physically abusive towards his students. When Andrew fails to keep tempo on Hank Levy's Whiplash during his first ensemble rehearsal, Fletcher throws a chair at him, slaps his face, and berates him. Determined to impress Fletcher, Andrew excessively practices, often until his hands blister and bleed. After their first set at a jazz competition, Andrew misplaces Tanner's sheet music. Tanner cannot play without the sheets, so Andrew replaces him to perform Whiplash from memory, which leads Fletcher to promote him to core drummer. However, Andrew is taken aback when Fletcher abruptly reassigns the position to Ryan Connolly, a drummer from a lower-level ensemble within Shaffer. Because of his single-mindedness toward music, Andrew clashes with his family and breaks up with his girlfriend, Nicole, to focus on his ambitions. One day, Fletcher begins rehearsal by announcing that Sean Casey, a former member of the studio band, died in a car accident. Fletcher then pushes the three drummers to play at a faster tempo on Caravan, keeping them for a grueling 5-hour practice before Andrew earns back the core position. On the way to the next competition, Andrew's bus gets a flat tire. He rents a car but arrives late and forgets his drumsticks at the rental office, irritating Fletcher. Andrew races back and retrieves them, but his car is hit by a truck on the way back. Heavily injured, he crawls from the wreckage and runs to the theater, arriving bloodied and weak just as the ensemble enters the stage. He fails at playing Caravan, and Fletcher halts the performance to dismiss him from the band. Enraged, Andrew attacks Fletcher on stage and as a result is expelled from Shaffer. At his father Jim's request, Andrew meets Rachel Bornholt, a lawyer representing the parents of the late Sean Casey, who, it is revealed, had actually hanged himself after suffering from depression and anxiety inflicted by Fletcher's abuse. Casey's parents want Fletcher held accountable, and Andrew reluctantly agrees to testify anonymously, leading Shaffer to terminate Fletcher. Andrew abandons drumming but encounters Fletcher months later playing piano at a jazz club. Over a drink, Fletcher admits his teaching methods were harsh but insists they were necessary to motivate his students. Citing a story where Joe Jones allegedly threw a cymbal at Charlie Parker as an example, Fletcher says that the next jazz musician to live up to Parker's legacy would never let discouragement stop them. He invites Andrew to perform with his professional band at a New York JVC Jazz Festival, playing the same pieces from the Shaffer Studio Band. Andrew accepts. Andrew calls Nicole to invite her to the performance but learns she is in a new relationship. At the festival, Fletcher tells Andrew he knows he testified against him. As revenge, Fletcher leads the band into a song Andrew does not know. After a disastrous performance, Andrew walks off stage, humiliated. Jim embraces him backstage, but Andrew returns, reclaims the drum kit, and cuts off Fletcher's introduction to the next tune by cueing the band into Caravan. Initially angered, Fletcher resumes conducting. As the piece finishes, Andrew continues into an unexpected improvised solo. Impressed, Fletcher nods in approval before cueing the final chord.